Kita na po.
Okay, so thank you sa confirmation. So again, ito ang simula ng meeting natin for the semester. So obviously, magsisimula tayo sa Module 1. Alam tayo magsimula sa Module 10, diga? So for our Module 1, the topic is Introduction to Combustion Engineering. So tama lang naman, i-introduce ko sa inyo yung combustion. So what is the goal natin for today? First, explain the difference between an internal combustion engine and an external combustion engine. So, I think naman at the end of this meeting, you will be able to identify what is an internal combustion engine and an external combustion engine. Actually, you already encountered both of them. Actually, sa external combustion engine, I think you encountered that in Thermo 2. No? Si internal combustion engine, more of you encountered on a daily basis. And we have different terms associated with combustion. So, there are a lot actually. Pero, I will be highlighting those terms na I think kailangan yung madala sa mga susunod nating topics. Yung mga kailangan yung iwanan o yung mga hindi pa naman ganun kahalaga at this point. So, hindi natin siya ifo-focus. Definitely, we'll be recalling that in the future, particularly pag malapit na kayo mag-boards. Pero yung mga important terms, I will be highlighting that today. And then yung number 3 and number 4 na goal, I think you will be appreciating it more once tayo ay mag-problem solving na. So by the way guys, para hindi kayo masyadong eksena sa ating klase, gamitin nyo yung official BatState account niyo or make sure na naka-join kayo sa ating Google Classroom. Yan. Commercial muna. Admit. Okay. So, let us proceed. First, syempre, ang una natin gagawin is to define what a heat engine is. No? Kasi, yung internal combustion, di ba nasabi ko sa inyo, yung combustion engineering na subject, it was before, tawag sa kanya ay internal combustion engine. And the internal combustion engine at external combustion engine ay both under the heat engine. So, ano ba yung heat engine? In thermodynamics or generally in engineering, a heat engine is a device which transforms chemical energy. Saan kinukuha ang chemical energy? We have a fuel into thermal energy or heat energy. And further, it is used to, it is utilized to have a mechanical work or useful work. So, characteristics ni heat engine, it absorbs heat energy from higher temperature source. And take note, yung second statement natin ang nakalagay some. No? So, ibig sabihin, some of the heat absorbed will be converted into mechanical work. So, some lang. Hindi sinabi all of the heat absorbed. So, sabihin na natin, ang perfect example dito ay safeguard. So, ang safeguard, ilang percent ng germs ang nare-remove ng safeguard? 99.9%. May natitira pang 0.1. Ganun din sa mga makina natin. Despite being effective, despite their efficiency, hindi natin, wala tayong 100% efficient na makina. So, definitely may mga losses. Ganun din sa heat engine. Hindi lahat ng ibinuhos mong fuel, chemical energy niya is makakonvert into useful work. Saan na pupunta? So, we have the remaining heat that is not converted into mechanical work, yung mga latak, tinatawag natin siyang heat rejected. So, by the way, just to inform you also, sa mga problems na may encounter nyo, syempre, automatic pag sinabing heat rejection temperature, that is the temperature at the heat rejection. Kasi rejected yung term eh. But there are also times na yung sinasabi ay temperature of the sink, low temperature, sink temperature. So, yung ibig sabihin noon is heat rejection temperature din. Baka kasi may mga problems tayong isolve, tapos hindi given yung temperature at heat rejection, pero nakalagay pala doon sink temperature, low temperature, So technically, they are just the same. Magkaiba lang yung ginamit na wording. So maliwanag po ba 'yon? Pag sinabing temperature ng sink temperature, low temperature, heat rejected po 'yon. Maliwanag po? Okay,
yes po, ma'am.
You have to take note of that, ha. Baka kasi ma-encounter nyo sa exam, tapos sabihin nyo, ma'am, wala man din ng heat rejected eh. Eh, meron pala nakalagay doon na sink, meron pala nakalagay na low. No? So, you have to take note of that. Kaya ngayon, hina-highlight ko. Ano? And again, heat engine is categorized or classified into two. That is the external combustion engine and then the internal combustion engine. So, again, sabi ko nga yung combustion engineering na subject, ang tawag sa kanya is internal combustion engine before. So, that means for combustion engineering, internal combustion engines lang yung ating ifo-focus. And also, ano ba ang pinagkaiba ni external combustion engine kay internal combustion engine? So, una, yung isa po external, yung isa po internal. So, external and internal in what sense? Si external combustion engine, yung combustion, it takes place outside the boundaries. So, for example, if you recall, sa thermodynamics, Thermo 2 particularly, ang perfect example kasi na external combustion engine is steam power plants. And if you recall, Rankine cycle is the ideal cycle ng steam power plants. Sa Rankine cycle, meron tayong pump, compressor, turbina, and boiler. No? So sa boiler, syempre hindi lang magaling mag-drawing si ma'am dito, kanang kamay ang ginagamit ni ma'am. So, sa boiler, so we assume these are the boiler tubes. And ang boiler actually is enclosed din naman siya. Nasa loob ng boiler ang boiler tubes. And we have what we call yung furnace. Yung furnace naman natin, yung apoy, yung nagpapainit sa boiler tubes, wala sa loob ng boiler tubes. Nasa labas. Ayan. Nag-drawing lang ako ng apoy, yung mukhang buhok ni Goku. Pag naka-Super Saiyan. Ayan. So, yan, kunwari apoy, no? So, ito yung ibig sabihin na external combustion engine. That, instead na, kay external kasi, for example, so ito lang yung boundary mo or a simple engine, sa loob nangyayari yung combustion. Dito, sa case the external, no? So, ito yung boiler tubes mo, no? So, nasa labas yung apoy. Though enclosed naman siya, kasi syempre, pinag-uusapan po natin combustion, mga pagsabog. So, syempre, it is safe, dapat naka-close siya. Pero, matatawag natin tong internal combustion engine kung nasa loob ang apoy. Yan. Ay nasa labas. No? Nasa labas ang boundary. So, that is an external combustion engine. For an internal combustion engine, nasa loob ng boundaries yung combustion. So, we have here a simple comparison. So, highlight natin yung mga basic na difference nila. So, first, sa drawing ko pa lang kanina, obvious na mas malaki sa external combustion engine. No? Kasi, si internal, it is light and compact. No? Kasi nga, nasa loob naman na yung combustion proper. So, definitely, you don't need much of space. However, yung negative impact ng internal combustion engine or tinatawag nating ICE, kasi internal combustion engine, diba? So, we call that ICE, is noisy siya because, biruin mo pagkasyahin mo sa isang maliit na container or cylinder yung engine. So, definitely, mag-uumpugan yung mga parts nun doon. No? So, it is very noisy. However, for external combustion engine, spacious siya. No? So, it can run smoothly and silently. And also, very sensitive yung components ni internal combustion engine. That is why we are only required to use high-grade fuels. Don't worry, we will be discussing solid, liquid, and gaseous fuels sa module number 4. That is on the first topic natin sa final period. Pero just to give you an idea, liquid fuel ay gasolina, diesel, gasoline, kerosene, gaseous fuels, LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, solid fuels, uling, So, sa external combustion engine, guys, kahit yung mga latak na fuel, you can use that. So, walang problema. Hindi maarte si external combustion engine. Pag sinabing uling, guys, hindi naman yung pamprito nating uling. So, pang-ihaw pala. Pamprito. So, yung pang-ihaw nating uling, hindi naman. No? Meron tayong mga uling or coals specific for external combustion engine. Sa mga power plants, meron tayong mga sub-bituminous, bituminous coals, anthracite, ano pa ba? Limestones. Graphite is actually a coal. Siya yung highest type of coal. Yan. So, you'll be familiarizing yourselves with sa final period pa naman. Si external combustion engine, it requires higher requirement in terms of maintenance. Kasi because of its size and also cheaper fuel, medyo mas nakakasira siya ng mga parts ng engine. Kaya talagang yung terms mo sa maintenance, magagastusan ka talaga. Unlike internal combustion engine, yung requirement niya kasi high-grade fuel, so hindi masyadong nakakasira yun ng mga parts mo, ng mga component, and also maliit lang siya. So definitely, lesser requirements in terms of maintenance. And next, we will be proceeding with the classification. Ngayon sa classification, napakadami nito. So, hindi naman required lahat na daanan natin. So, i-highlight lang natin kung alin yung sa tingin ko ay mahahalagang classification. First, we have based on the number of strokes per cycle. Obviously, for 2-stroke engine, dalawa yung stroke sa isang cycle. Sa 4-stroke engine, edi 4. Mamaya, i-compare natin. I have video clips to show you how yung performance ni 2-stroke engine and naman yung 4-stroke engine. So, later on, we'll be having a comparison din bago nyo panoorin para magkaroon kayo ng initial idea. Ano ba yung expectation nyo for a 2-stroke engine and for a 4-stroke engine. Second, according to the motion of movable components. So, syempre, alangan naman tawagin mong rotary engine kung hindi naman paikot ang engine. So, of course, you have to call it reciprocating engine if the motion is up and down or left and right. And I think number 4 is very obvious. Syempre, according to the type of fuel used. Bakit mo naman tatawagin gasoline engine kung diesel naman? No? So, diesel engine, diesel ang fuel. Gasoline engine, gasoline ang fuel. And also, yung ating naming, yung classification is not limited. Like, pwedeng ang 2-stroke engine mo, pwede ding diesel ang fuel niya. Yung 4-stroke engine mo, pwede ding gasoline yung engine niya, gasoline yung fuel niya. So, pwede siyang gasoline and 4-stroke engine. So, wala naman pong pumipigil sa atin na i-classify siya into different classifications. Si number 5 actually is one of the most important classifications that we will be encountering today. It is according to the method of igniting the fuel. So, sa combustion, pag sinabi po nating SI, hindi po SI unit. Though we will be encountering SI and English unit. Pero sa combustion po, we have SI is spark ignition. Pag sinabing spark ignition, it requires spark plug. So, para magkaroon ng combustion, kailangan ng spark. And take note, this SI or spark ignition engine is for gasoline engine. And this is under Otto cycle. So, you have to take note, though I will be highlighting it also later on. Sa SI engine, may spark plug that is for gasoline engine and that works for Otto cycle. Yes, any question po? Mga kapatid, may concern ba?
Napindot lang po.
Okay. So, if you have questions, you can raise your hands naman. Okay, again, SI, spark ignition, gasoline engine. Otto cycle. For compression ignition or CI, walang spark plug. So, by act of compression lang yung pag-ignite ng fuel, but it also most of the time requires fuel injector. So, si compression ignition, unlike spark ignition, diesel engine naman ito. Eh di kung diesel engine, definitely this is a diesel cycle. Actually, for auto and diesel lang naman talaga merong mga keywords. Nung board exam namin particularly, hindi nila minamention ang auto cycle. Most of the time, it was mentioned na a gasoline engine. No? Puro gasoline engine. So again, gasoline engine, it requires spark plug, auto cycle. Compression ignition, CI, diesel engine, diesel cycle. And then, ito actually yung 4 na working cycle that we will be studying for the midterm period. Auto, diesel, Brighton, and dual. So, dual is a combination of auto and diesel. So, kung tatanungin si mama ng pinakamahirap na topic, definitely dual. Kasi, sa auto, isang cycle lang. Kay diesel, isang cycle lang. The same as with Brighton. Kay dual, actually, isang cycle lang din naman siya. But the bad news is, it is combination of auto and dual cycle. Kung 4 na points lang kay auto, diesel, and Brighton, 5 kay dual. So, binibigyan ko lang kayo ng idea. Ayan. Okay. So, again, please be reminded, sa gasoline engine, it requires spark plug. And again, auto cycle. So, yun lang naman mga kailangan nyo tandaan. Spark plug, spark ignition, gasoline engine, auto cycle. So, diesel, compression, diesel cycle, diesel engine. So, again, gasoline, spark, auto, diesel, compression, diesel. Maliwanag po iyon?
Yes po.
Kung yung kakalimutan yun ha, kahit paulit-ulit ko yung sabihin, sa exam may nakakalimot pa din. Gasoline din naman diesel, di ba? So, ayun. First step kasi sa pag-solve ng problem is to identify what cycle is it. No? Kung mali ka sa cycle, mali ka na. And then, we have here some names. Si Otto, siya may kasalanan. Charot na. So, we have to be thankful for them actually. So, in honor of the Otto cycle, we have Nicholas Otto. For Brighton, George Brighton. And, of course, diesel cycle, we have Rudolph Diesel. We have a lot of terms here, but I would like to highlight lang yung TDC and BDC. You will be encountering a lot of this, I think, in fluid machinery. Kasi may diesel engine na topic dun eh. Ayan. And mamaya sa video, mame-mention kasi. Baka kasi isipin nyo, ano yung sinasabi sa video? Ano? So, we have TDC is top dead center and BDC is bottom dead center. Okay? So, ang TDC po is the top dead center. So, we have our piston here. Ayan po ang ating piston. So, syempre, the motion is reciprocating, baba-taas. So, pagtaas ng ating piston, yung highest point na nare-reach niya, that is the top dead center. So, again, baba-taas siya. Pag bumaba, yung pinakamababang nare-reach niya na position, that is the bottom dead center. So, that is TDC and BDC. So, nakalagay naman din ang definition. Yan. So, at which the piston has moved to the top of the cylinder. At saka top nga, edi sa taas. No? Bottom naman is the lowest position. One is gasoline. Ang gasoline engine, it works on auto cycle. Compression ignition, diesel engine. It works on a diesel cycle. Sa daming beses ko sinabi, wag niyo naman pong kalimutan. So, eto na, I'll be giving you an overview of a 2-stroke and 4-stroke engine. So, unang na-invento si 2-stroke engine kesa kay 4-stroke engine. Of course, di ba? So, I will be giving you a brief idea. Wait lang ha. May tumatawag, linggo. May tumatawag na katrabaho ko. Linggo naman. So anyways, I'm still entertaining din. Replyan ko, wait lang. So we have a 2-stroke engine. Sa 2-stroke engine, 1 revolution of crankshaft. Ibig sabihin po, sa isang revolution, you'll be having 1 power stroke or you will be producing power. Isang ikot lang. Ano? Sa 4-stroke engine, 2 revolutions ang kailangan mo. So definitely, mas mabagal or mas maliit yung napoproduce na power ni 4-stroke kaysa kay 2-stroke. Ay kay 2-stroke ay isang ikot lang kay 4-stroke ay 2 pa. Diga? So, parang major downgrade naman ito, ma'am. In terms of size, mas magaan din si 2-stroke. Mabigat si 4-stroke. Kaso nga lang, ang advantage lang ni 4-stroke is, despite having higher initial cost, yung maintenance, yung mga other factors sa gastos, tipid si 4-stroke, such as lesser yung cooling and lubrication requirements. Lesser din yung fuel consumption. Why? Kasi si 2-stroke masyadong hapit sa trabaho, workaholic. Si 2-stroke kasi, biruin mo, sa isang ikot niya, may napoproduce na siyang power. So, it requires higher fuel consumption talaga. And also, mainit yon, no? So, it requires greater cooling and lubrication requirement. So, kailangan yung supply mo sa kanya is sufficient and more as compared to 4-stroke engine. Si 2-stroke engine also, it doesn't require valve mechanism. Kasi, mamaya makikita nyo na pagbaba ni 2-stroke engine, nasasaraduhan niya yung intake, pagtaas, nasasaraduhan niya yung exhaust, so hindi niya kailangan ng valve mechanism. Kay 4-stroke engine kasi, ang dami niyang stroke, 4, no? So, kailangan meron tayong valve mechanism. So, ang panlaban lang ni 4-stroke engine is that efficient siya. So, kaya ginagamit si 4-stroke sa mga, alam niyo, yung mga mamahaling bagay, sa mga heavy duty, sasakyan, heavy equipment, eroplano, no? Since mumurahin si 2-stroke engine, doon siya ginagamit sa mga pang-araw-araw natin ng mga hindi naman heavy duty. Mga motor, yung mga chainsaw, ano po ba? Mga, lawn mower, scooter. So, kaya mura din yung mga na-mention kong example na yun. As compared to the kotse, yung mga dump trucks, yung mga equipment sa industry, mahal sila because of course, the engine. So, I will be sharing my screen. I will be sharing a tab para makita nyo yung 2-stroke and 4-stroke engine. Excited? Tumunog agad? Ayan. So, I'll be sharing my tab. 2-stroke engine po ito. So,
engine. This type was widely used on
naririnig nyo ba yung audio, guys?
Yes po.
One of the
Okay, so I'll be playing it again. And from time to time, i-stop ko yung audio ha, para makumuda naman si ma'am ng explanation. Okay?
well-known types of internal combustion engine is 2-stroke engine. This type was widely used on motorcycles before 4-stroke engines were popular. Then how do the 2-stroke engine work? See the following animation. First, we will learn the basic principles of engine in vehicles. If you pay attention to the vehicle exhaust, there must be smoke even a little. And the smoke is produced if there is fire burning something. In fact, combustion is the basic principle of the engine. The reason, combustion has potential energy that can be converted into physical energy. When combustion occurs in a closed space, it will produce an explosion. And we know that explosion have expansion power. This expansion power is used to push the piston, so that we get the physical energy. But how to get combustion inside the engine? The combustion occurs when the fuel burn. But we cannot forget that the fire need oxygen. So to get the combustion, we need air, fuel, and fire. Air and fuel are mixed on the carburetor with ideal scale, while the fire produced by spark plug by ignition system. If the three material meet together, the combustion occurs. However, if the condition is like this, the piston is only pushed down. In fact, the physical energy we need is rotational motion. To solve this, there is a crank with piston.
Ayan. So before we proceed with the crank mechanism, I would like to mention lang, for combustion to occur, meron tayong three components: fuel, air, and fire. So in this case, gasoline yung fuel na naka-mention because nakikita nyo, di ba, may spark. No? So di ba, spark plug, SI engine, gasoline engine. Kaya gasoline yung fuel dito. Pero same concept lang naman kung diesel din. Nagkataon lang, pag diesel, wala siyang spark plug. No? So for fuel, whether it's gasoline or diesel, kailangan natin ng fuel for combustion. Kailangan din natin ng air. Yung air natin, oxygen, because oxygen is the most abundant air na meron tayo. No? Easily, meron tayo niyan. And then fire, in this case, spark plug kasi gasoline engine nga. We need the three components for combustion to occur.
To solve this, there is a crank mechanism, is rotational motion. To solve this, there is a crank mechanism under the piston. It functions to convert the vertical motion of the piston into rotation. In addition, the crank mechanism makes the piston move back.
So I believe you have machine elements this sem. So third year kasi yun eh. So you will be encountering a lot of crank mechanisms sa machine elements. But just to give you an idea here, bakit may crank mechanism, kung mapapansin nyo yung gray, yung piston natin, the motion is reciprocating up and down. Ngayon ang kailangan kasi natin is rotary. No? So paano siya mako-convert into rotary motion? Nakikita niyo yung blue, we call that connecting rod. So, the connecting rod connects the piston to the crank mechanism. So, from reciprocating motion, nako-convert siya into rotary motion. So, achieve naman yung gusto nating mangyari.
Back upward, so that combustion can be done again so that the engine can run longer. Then the question is, how to make the combustion happen continuously? In a two-stroke engine, there are only two steps for combustion to occur continuously. The first step is when the piston moves upward. When the piston moves upward, the space under the piston is enlarged. In addition, the intake channel that was originally covered by the piston wall, now is open. This condition causes the air and fuel mixture sucked into the crank chamber. The second step is when the piston moves down. The movement of the piston makes the crank chamber shrink, so that the air-fuel mixture in the crank chamber is pushed into the combustion chamber through the transfer channel. After that, return to step 1 where the piston moves up again.
So, i-observe nyo, pag nasa baba siya, natatakluban niya yung intake channel. Pag nakataas siya, natatakluban niya yung exhaust channel. No? So, hindi niya kailangan ng valve kasi si piston na yung bahalang bukas-sara.
The crank chamber is enlarges, so that air and fuel are sucked in, while the combustion chamber is narrowed. Even though this space is filled with air-fuel mixture. This condition makes the air-fuel mixture in the combustion chamber is compressed, so that the temperature and pressure rise. After that, continue to step 2 where the piston moves down. At this time, the spark plug is sparked, so that the compressed air-fuel mixture in the combustion chamber burn, and produces an expansion power that pushes the piston down. This combustion is what we need to keep the engine running. At the same time, the piston movement causes the crank chamber is narrowed, and the air-fuel mixture is pushed into the combustion chamber. Before the piston reaches the bottom dead center, the exhaust channel opens. Air-fuel mixture from the crank chamber moves to the combustion chamber, and pushes the residual gas out into the exhaust channel. When the piston reaches the bottom dead center, the residual gas has flushed out and now, the combustion chamber is filled with fresh air-fuel mixture. So the conclusion, the two-stroke engine has only 2 steps. Each steps has 2 processes.
So again, we have 4 processes actually. Intake, compression, combustion, and exhaust. Sa two-stroke engine, step 1, may intake and compression ka na. Sa step 2, combustion and exhaust na agad. Unlike mamaya sa 4-stroke engine, step 1, intake, step 2, compression, step 3, combustion, step 4, exhaust. So, hindi siya 2-stroke, 4 na stroke siya. So, yun yung main difference niya. Mamaya makita nyo si 4-stroke. And again, for 2-stroke, 4 pa din yung processes, pero 2 lang yung steps.
The first step consists of intake and compression processes. Step 2, consisting of combustion and exhaust. Meanwhile, the gas mobility only utilizes piston walls which can close or open the gas channels based on piston movement. So, a two-stroke engine does not require a valve mechanism. That's an explanation of...
Ayan. So, ang next tab naman na ipapakita ni ma'am is for a 4-stroke engine. Rinig ba yung audio?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll play it again.
A basic lesson in the fundamentals of a 4-stroke EFI gas engine may be helpful to your understanding of Mercury products. Here are the basic components of every 4-stroke gas engine: a piston, a connecting rod, a crankshaft. As the piston travels up and down in the cylinder, this lateral motion is turned into a rotating motion at the crankshaft. The longer the stroke of the piston, the larger the displacement of gas and air occurs in the cylinder. To propel that piston, we need to ignite a tiny bit of gas and a whole lot of air. This creates expansion inside the cylinder. The fuel delivery system consists of an air intake manifold, valves, intake and exhaust, a fuel injector, and a spark plug. A 4-stroke engine is called a 4-stroke because 4 up and down motions are needed to complete the cycle.
So again, 4-stroke siya, 4 yung process, 4 din yung stroke.
In the first stroke, the piston travels downward as the intake valve opens and a mixture of air from the atmosphere and a metered amount of gas from the electronic fuel injector enter the cylinder. This is called the intake stroke. On the second stroke, the piston travels upward, compressing the air and fuel to make a highly combustible mixture. This is called the compression stroke. At this point, the spark plug fires, sending the piston downward from the expansion of the air and gas mixture. This is the combustion stroke. The fourth stroke is the exhaust stroke. As the piston travels upward, the exhaust valve opens to release the burned air-fuel mixture. When the piston reaches the top of this stroke, the intake valve opens and the cycle begins all over again. It takes 1 up and down motion or 2 strokes of the piston to create 1 revolution of the crankshaft. RPMs, or revolutions per minute, is how many times the crankshaft rotates within that minute.
So, makikita nyo kung gaano siya kabilis in reality.
Wide open throttle, the crankshaft may turn at 5,000 RPMs, or a dizzyingly 83 times per second. Meanwhile, the piston traveled up and down 166 times in that same second. Want to see how fast that is? Now, that's fast. Let's see it again. Amazingly, the 4-stroke EFI engine does this smoothly, quietly, and reliably for years and years of operation.
Okay, I think you already have an idea kung ano yung difference in video lang, no? Kasi actual, wala tayong makikitang actual niyan so far. So, ayun lang. But then again, yung gustong i-share sa inyo ni Ma'am is that ang huwag kakalimutan, kung meron mang dapat huwag kalimutan ngayong araw na ito, is pag SI engine, anong cycle?
Auto po.
Auto. Huwag mo kakalimutan, ha? Tapos, pag diesel engine, napakadali naman. So, definitely, that is diesel cycle. So, yun lang naman ang aking mga paalala sa inyo. And also, I will be sharing my screen para lang makita nyo that I already posted your module number 2. So, actually, meron akong note dito na kindly disregard the activity kasi magkakaroon na lang tayo ng problem set. I think, since meron tayong module, yung mga formulas naman ay nandoon, it will be discussed. So, I think hindi na necessary ang maggawa ng summary of formulas. I think it will be better kung magkakaroon pa tayo ng sample problems. Also, yung mga sagot sa sample problems, andito na. You can review that, and if you have questions sa discussion natin, of course, I will be entertaining that. And also, andito na yung mga constants, values na kailangan natin. And also, itong mga molecular weights, organic fuels formula, more of sa final period natin siya magagamit. So, you have to take care of that. Meron ding area ng blank. No? So, meron kayong copy niyan sa photocopy nyo. Merong blank, so pwedeng lapis muna isulat nyo dito or from time to time, you photocopy it no, para ma-practice kayo. Nung nagre-review kami, araw-araw namin yung fill up. Siguro naman ay bago mag-board exam, kung aaraw-arawin nyo yan, or at least once a week, ganyan. No? So, matatandaan nyo yan talaga. Ano? So, our meeting naman is quite fast lang since introduction lang naman siya. And also, I want na yung first discussion natin na computation will be on a face-to-face manner. So, next week, sana hindi na bumabagyo. Ang hassle kasi talaga pag umuulan. Next week, ang oras natin, 3:15 p.m. pa din. I-distribute ang module, i-discuss ang module number 2. So, i-browse nyo naman yung module para may idea kayo kung anong i-discuss ni Ma'am. Kung tamad na tamad talaga sa life, don't worry, i-discuss naman yan ni Ma'am next meeting. So, hopefully matapos natin dalawa kasing i-discuss natin that is Brighton and Otto. So, hopefully matapos natin both para nakaayon tayo sa kalendaryo. Pero kung hindi matapos, i-adjust natin ang kalendaryo. Alam mo, ipilit kung hindi kaya, diga? So, may natutunan ba naman today?
Yes po.
Meron po, ma'am.
May questions?
Wala naman po.
So, by the way, I appreciate your attendance today. I think we are complete. Hindi ko lang alam kung physically complete lang dito. Pero, again, I appreciate na kinlik nyo